Alright, so I've spent way more time than I wanted to on making this movement server authoritative. However, after several painstaking hours of trial and error, I have finally got something working that is 100% server authoritative. As far as I know, all bugs worked out. If I jump up, you can see that that is also synchronized just fine. Jumping and moving also works just fine as well. One thing that was a bit finicky, however, is if I were to try and speed hack, my character would rubber band back and forth, and I remember telling you about that previously, but now if I set the move rate up to approximately 5 times the normal run speed, you can see that he's not really going anywhere and it is recovering very well. And in addition to that, if I go up to this box here and if I try to massively increase my jump height, for example, you can see that it automatically corrects that as well. And also there was another issue where if the server would clear an object but the client couldn't, then the client would get stuck on it and glitch out. As you can see, I lowered my jump height, so I shouldn't be able to clear this box. However, the character makes it over just fine. And you can see that it looks a little jarring. That's because I modified the settings. You wouldn't typically see this in a normal environment if you weren't cheating. So if everything is normal, you can see it looks okay. Oh, I also added a few extra goodies like air dampening. This is so you can't swing around in the air after you jump. An example of that, if I jump straight up and then I try to move left, you can see I can only move left a little bit, same as if I move right. However, if I'm moving right when I jump, I'll be able to carry that velocity. It's a subtle effect that exists in just about every single FPS game. Although you don't typically notice it, it is there. To go from here, I guess I need to make it first person. Oh, I should probably also sync up my character to other players. Okay, so I have a client build up and a client in the editor. Now if I move around, it seems to be syncing up just fine. And that only took me about 5 minutes to finish. And just to show you that if someone does try to hack, that only their game will look broken. It'll look fine for everybody else. To begin, I'm going to bump my move rate up to 5. And you can see on the client, which is cheating down here in the lower left, it looks a little jarring and jolty. However, on the server and the other client, everything seems to be fine and is lining up perfectly. I set that move rate back. Now I'm going to change my jump height to 1. And I'm going to try and clear this box, which I wouldn't be able to do normally. But you can see it works and it looks normal on the other client as well as the server. I guess now I need to add in some kind of rotation. Let me go do that real quick. Alright, so I just added my rotation in and you can see that it is syncing up with the other clients. That appears to be working fine. I'm not currently syncing the rotation on the server over here in the bottom right. At the moment I feel that the server does not need to track the rotation, but if I change my mind later, I'll drop that in. Oh, and if you want to see that code, it's right here. Yes, this is actually what it looks like. It is pure garbage right now. I literally just dropped in a position and rotation sync in for spectators. I'll clean it up though, so for my patrons, you'll have some nice shiny code. From here, I'm extremely happy with the movement, and for our first draft, the syncing spectators is actually going pretty good. I have a feeling I'll need to revisit that later, but right now, it's okay. I think I'm ready to begin setting up the first person arms. I'm going to hop in the Blender and do that next.